Hello friends, welcome to the channel Physics by IITians.
Okay, in this video, I will discuss some numericals based on fourth postulate of quantum mechanics. But before discussing those numericals, I would like to give a brief intro that what do you mean by stationary state in quantum mechanics. So this one is an important topic in order to have an essence of quantum mechanics, that what are stationary states. So we can write time dependent Schrodinger equation. Okay, if we have a particle and the particle of mass m and the particle is in time dependent potential, that is potential is function of both position and time, then I can write the Schrodinger equation in this way as I shown here. So yeah, in this way we can write the Schrodinger equation. Okay, but if the potential is time independent, that is V is only function of position. If the potential is only function of position, that is time independent potential, then our complete Hamiltonian of system will become time independent. So now if the Hamiltonian is time independent, when I place it here with potential is also time independent, then we can solve the Schrodinger equation by variable separable method. Note that if the potential is both function of position and time, then we can't solve this equation by variable separable method. But if the potential is only function of position, then I can solve this Schrodinger equation by variable separable method, or I can write the wave function as a multiplication of two functions, that one function is only a function of position and the second function is only function of time. So when I solve the Schrodinger equation for time independent potential, I get this solution. So you must note here that now the solution, that is solution of Schrodinger equation, is multiplication of two functions. That first function is psi r and the second function is exponential iota e t by h cut. Okay. Now now we call this solution as a stationary state. Now the question is this, that why we call this as a stationary state. We call this type of solutions are stationary state because when we find the probability density of this solution of Schrodinger equation, then you can see from here that when I find probability density, that is psi rt mod square, I can write it in form of psi rt psi star rt. So I will get here that the probability density is now time independent. So that's why we call these type of solutions to be stationary state. So here word stationary means that our probability density of the state is now time independent. So you must keep this point in order in your mind, because as we all know, when we solve particle in one dimension box, in infinite potential well, in also the step barrier potentials, and also simple harmonic oscillator. So all in these problems potential is time independent and the solution of all these problems are stationary state. So usually in our syllabus we study when we study quantum mechanics, we have solutions and those solutions are stationary state, and the stationary word means the probability density is time independent. It means when I find probability density at time equals to 0, it's same as probability density at time equals to t. So you can use this point in your numericals. Okay, now I will discuss some numericals based on fourth postulate. But before discussing, I would just like to give a brief intro of fourth postulate and some points which you will be using in numericals. Okay, the first point is that so fourth postulate tell us about the how a quantum mechanical system is going to evolve with increase of time. That how with time it is going to change itself. So if we have a state that is psi t equals t naught, psi t naught is initial state of the system, then we can find the state at any time t by applying the time evolution operator. So this expression in the red circle is time evolution operator. If our state at time equals to 0 is psi 0, then we can write the state at time t in this way. So this one is time evaluation operator. So you are going to use these points in your numericals. And one thing you must keep in mind that when I apply any operator on any state, it will and that operator is giving its eigenvalue, and in the same way, if I apply the function of the same operator, then it will give us f of a, means function of eigenvalue. So this one is the Cayley-Hamilton theorem which you are going to use in numericals. So in the fourth postulate, what you are going to do that you will apply EH cap operator on state psi. So you can write it in it exponential E. Here E is energy, that is eigenvalue of Hamiltonian operator. So you are going to use these points in numericals. Okay, now we will start with our first numerical. So the first numerical is here is in state psi at time equals to 0, and it is some linear combination of two wave function, that is psi naught and psi 1. And when I apply Hamiltonian operator on on first state and on second state, we get energy eigenvalues E naught and E1. So this one is the problem. So in whenever you are going to solve any numerical, I would recommend that you first of all have to normalize that state. So you have to check either the state is normalized or not. So you can check from here in this way that either the state is normalized or not. From here we came to know that now the given state is normalized. Okay, now you have to find the state at any time t. Okay, so state any time t can be find out by using time evaluation operator. So you can apply time evaluation operator on state at time equals to 0, and you will get the state at time t. So by using Cayley-Hamilton theorem, you can get this expression. Okay, the main thing is that now you can use this concept. If the state is normalized at a particular time, then it will be normalized at the later time. So you can note from here that our state at psi at time equals to 0, this state is normalized. So you do not need to check that that our state at time t is either normalized or not. It is definitely normalized, because if the state at time t equals to 0 is normalized, then state at if the state at time t equals to 0 is normalized, then state will be normalized at time t. So this type of question was asked in one of the GATE exam. So here is the question. So you have a state at time t equals to 0, and that state is in linear combination of psi 1 and psi 2 in form of sin theta and cos theta. Okay, now you have to find that what will be the value of bracket of psi t. So you can find, so you do in order to solve this problem, you have to first of all find psi t. You have to apply the time evaluation operator on state on this state at time equals to 0, and then you are going to find the bracket of this question. But you do not need to do all these calculations. You can just do it by a shortcut method, that you can just check first of all that the state at time t equals to 0 is now normalized or not. So see from here that time t equals to 0 state is normalized. So you can definitely say that at now at state this state at time t equals to t is also normalized. So you can directly choose your option that now this one is the answer of the problem. So at state this state at time t equals to some any another time is also normalized. Okay, now the next problem is, suppose I have a system and that system state is some linear combination of phi 1, phi 2 and phi 3. So you here A is unknown. So you can find this unknown variable A by simply when we normalize our state psi. So you can normalize the state psi. In order to normalize, you have to find the bracket of psi. So you will get A is equals to under root of 3 by 5. So after this, so this one was the first initial step for this problem. So you will get this state. So this state is now linear combination of phi 1, phi 2 and phi 3, and now this state is normalized. Okay, now the problem is that you have to find, sorry, Yeah. Now you have to find the probability of finding system at in state phi 3 at time t. It means the given state is at time t equals to 0, but you have to find the probability of finding the system in state phi 3 and at time t. So you can do this problem by two methods. So the first method is as usual that first of all you have to find the state of system at time t, and then you can check its normalization, and after that you can find the probability of finding the system in state phi 3. But alternatively what you can do, that I already told you about the stationary state. So usually in quantum mechanics when we have usually we have time independent potential in our syllabus, and it is solution for time independent potentials are the stationary state, and so it is a stationary state and the probability density is also time independent. So what does it means? It means probability of finding the particle in state phi 3. So note here that in state phi 3, phi 1 also we can find, in phi 2 also we can find. So probability of finding the particle in state phi 3 at time t is same as probability at time t equals to 0. So you don't need to calculate the state at time t. You just have to find the probability of finding the system in state phi 3 at time t equals to 0. So you can find the probability of finding particle in that state phi 3 by this formula, and as our state is already normalized, so you can place denominator equals to 1 and you will get this 3 by 5. So this is the probability of finding the system uh, in state phi 3 at time t. So now the next problem is that we have a state at time equals t equals to 0 is some linear combination of u1 and u2. And when I apply Hamiltonian operator, we get energy eigenvalues E1 and E2. So you have to find the time at which psi t become orthogonal to the state at time t equals to 0. It means you have to find the time at which the state at time t and the state at time t equals to 0 both will become orthogonal to each other. So in order to solve this problem, you have to find the state at time t. So you have to apply time evaluation operator at state when the state is at time t equals to 0. So you will get the state at any time t. Okay, now as it is given that you have to find the time at which both are orthogonal, that is psi 0 and psi t. So you can write either in this way or in this way, but usually this one is easy to calculate, so I can calculate this one, that is first one, this one, that is bracket of psi 0 with psi t. Okay, so one thing you must keep in your mind here, this one is the important point, that in in problem I am going to use that u1 and u2, the two states are orthonormal and orthogonal, but in numerical you can see in the statement of this numerical it is not given that u1 and u2 are orthogonal or not, but still I am using in this numerical that bracket of u1 with u1 is 1 and bracket of u2 with u2 is also 1 and bracket of u1 with u2 or u2 with u1 is 0, but it is not given in numerical in the statement that our states are normalized or orthogonal. But so you have to use this point here that because these are the energy function of Hamiltonian operator with distinct values. So you can use this property only for Hamiltonian operator, because see from here that here H is Hamiltonian operator, and if we apply Hamiltonian operator and that Hamiltonian operator give us distinct energy eigenvalues, then it is understood that now u1 and both u1 and u2 are orthogonal and orthonormal. Okay, so you have to keep, if suppose here H is not an Hamiltonian operator, suppose here in place of H some any operator A, suppose any operator A is given here, then I can't use these expressions. I can use these expression only for Hamiltonian operator. So you have to keep this important point in your mind. And as it is given that we have to find the time at which both will become orthogonal, so we can apply this condition, and by applying this condition we have to find bracket of psi 0 with psi t. So after solving the complete whole expression, you will get the time equals to this. So we have to find the time at which the both the state at time t equals to 0 and at time t equals to t both will become orthogonal. So it means we have to find the shortest time when they will become orthogonal first time. So you can put here n equals to 0 and you can get the value of expression of time, the time at which both will become orthogonal. So in options usually either they can give option in form of h cut or also in form of h. So this was the answer of this question at that time when it was asked in one of the GATE exam. Okay, now the next problem is also same. We have the state of a system, and that state is some in some linear combination of two cats, that is u1 and u2. And when I apply Hamiltonian operator, it gives us energy eigenvalues e1 and e2 on the respectively on u1 and u2. So in this problem, you have to find the time period of state psi t. What do you mean by time period? Time period means the time after which it repeats itself. So you have to find the time after which the state psi t will going to repeat itself. And I'm not solving this problem here. If you get any problem in this, let us know in the comment section below. But you will get the answer for this problem is t is equals to h by e2 minus e1. So these two types of numericals are important. You can also learn their expressions, and you can see from here that state at time t equals to 0 will become orthogonal to state at time t equals to some any time. So that time is if I am saying that time is t1, and the time at which the state at after time t will going to repeat itself is that time is t2. So this one is the relation between these two times. So you have to keep these points in your mind while doing numericals. Okay, thank you.